Okay, so we're recording. So welcome everybody. Thank you for jumping on tonight. A few different topics in one pod tonight. So I'm just going to move this away. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Hang on. Okay, let's just go like this. All right, so as everybody can see my screen now, just give me the nod if you can. Okay, cool. All right, so tonight we're going to spend 10-minute blocks. So the first 10 minutes I want to talk about time management. The next 10 minutes leading with the 3 ways to win. And then Kelly's going to talk about the new ASVP packs. And then we've got some time afterwards for discussion. So to start off tonight, can everyone just honestly say, raise your hand if you have done some form of personal development today, whether it be listen to a SoundCloud or learn and burn or do some reading? Good. Excellent. Alana, you haven't? Good girl, Mon. Okay. What about raise your hand if you have done a strategy for this month and if you spoke with your upline about it. Okay. All right. There's this call is not about anybody slapping you across the wrist. What it is just being accountable, and I want to share a little bit of my experience over the last few months to get where I am now. And the reason I asked those questions is because Alana highlighted those questions to me, and it really made me think. So let me go back to my screen. All right. So have you guys thought, where do I want to be in my Arbonne business in 5 years? And I know you have thought about it, but of late, have you thought about it? And if so, write that down when we're done. Have you thought, why have I actually made time to be on this Zoom call? Was it just because you were told to or tagged in it? Or were you intending to get on to get something out of it? So what I want to talk about is my best month this year was in January, and our team made it into area manager qualification, and I personally achieved 2 incentives and promoted to district manager. And since then, my business, and I know a lot of people have struggled, but my business has gone downhill month by month. And our team has just started to grow and get stronger again and set some really good foundations. And to get there though, it didn't just happen by fluke. It's got to be by intention. And I had to ask myself, what was I doing then that I haven't done since? So in January, what was I doing in January that I didn't do in February, March, and April? And a lot of it is what I want to discuss today. So I did listen to a SoundCloud by Tamlin and I've forgotten their names now. And this gave me some tips as well. So time management, how we spend our day is how we spend our life. So do you spend your day in absolute chaos? Or are you organised and with a plan each day for success? So success won't happen overnight. It takes little tweaks into your daily habits to have success. And we all know how important goal setting is and having it in the business. So I guess for this pod, let's make a short-term goal that for the next 10 minutes, you guys learn something and how to be better at time management. That's one short-term goal that you can set yourself up for success. Be intentional about what we're doing. And this leads into this. So be intentional with your time. Let's control our time, not our time control us. And how many of you have too much time and not enough to do in your life? It might seem like an odd question. So how many have too much time and not enough to do? And I'm pretty sure nobody will say yes to that. So be intentional. Have we all committed to learning tonight? And I do believe you have now because I've pushed that. But the reason that I say this is because I think for February, March, and April, my intentions were so chaotic that that's what my outcome was as well. So firstly, in your time management, set office hours. Let your friends, family, or housemates, if you live with housemates, know and enroll them in it. So that's the way you're going to do it, with right down to the planner that we all talk about, and highlighting specific times of when you're going to do your Arbonne business. Everyone has lives and jobs and other commitments. Just because I work part-time doesn't mean that I'm going to be more successful than anybody else in this business that works full-time Monday to Friday. Chunk it down into, you can do your 15 minutes of power or 1 hour a day of some activity or some income producing activity. Set times for reading email, social media, and phone messages if you are using them for tools of your business. This was huge for me. First thing I would do in the mornings, this is in my bad months, was roll over and grab the phone and spend probably half an hour skinning through it and absolutely wasting time. When you get up out of bed, don't look at your phone. Go and get dressed or whatever it is you do. For me, I go wash my face, brush my teeth, make my coffee, and head into the office for my personal development time. I still don't look at my phone until I have completed my miracle morning. So what I've been doing is allocating 20 minutes in the morning, lunchtime, and evening that I can solely look at my phone and emails. And if there is something that I have to actually act on, like respond to an email, and I can't do it there and then because I'm busy, I don't just half do it or go, oh, I'll get to that later. I actually pull my planner out and write it on my list for whenever I'm due to do it. The other thing that really helped me was to stop the pop-ups and notifications on my phone. So if you have an iPhone, so it looks a lot like this, clean up your desktop on your phone, move the apps that are distracting, such as games, or social media. It is a tool for business, but what I did was made a specific screen for social media and then a screen for Jordan's games, really. But the reason I did that, because as you can see here, this looks a lot like Alana's emails, which I have seen, and Mum's, with all that big number there, and it just creates anxiety. Like, I just look at it and freak out. So just move it to another screen and make that your 20 minutes time. That's when you can go look at that screen, is in that 20 minutes. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, Alana. I saw your emails and went, holy crap, how do you do that? Okay, so this is something that people might relate to. In general life, yeah, look at that, it's disgusting. In general life and in your business, when you finish using something, put it back. When you are finished using your, right down to hairbrush, put it back, because you could save yourself 2 hours of looking for it by 10 extra seconds to go and put it back. And the reason I'm saying this is because when my life went chaotic in February, March, and April, I started to get that mind frame of, I don't have time for this. And the things that were distracting me were, 1, social media, and 2, not being organized and my household being such a chaotic mess because I didn't take the time and the finesse with my things. So, I mean, once you start doing that, you lose things, and then you're going, oh my God, I'm so stressed out, I can't find anything. That Arbonne business has just got to go. Just can't do it. Just think about the amount of time we could save by being a bit more organised. Now 5, this one's huge in my household, a monthly calendar for the family. And you can find it just by typing that in, but this time and date was one that Shane printed for us, and it's on the fridge. We've done every month up to the end of the year, but we don't put them all on. We just put the current month. We put down the things that are work for both of us and Jordan, so that he knows when I've got ABE and I know when he's out of town. Or he knows when I've got a product launch day and I know when he's got football. This makes us work as a team. He may not completely understand what I'm doing in Arbonne, or he is very supportive, but he doesn't ask what I'm doing. I'm not going to lie. He goes, all right, but at least he is there for me when I need time, like right now. So I strongly recommend you get this, put it on the fridge. Successful people do have one thing in common. They go to bed at a reasonable hour and they get up an hour early. So start your day before your day starts you. I love this. You have as many hours in a day as Beyonce. So who here put your hand up if you wake up to the noise of not just the alarm, but a couple snoozes afterwards. Is anyone? I mean, I can't even see who else is in there. Where are we going? Down here. Anyone else? Mum, you do. Yeah, I know you do. You're working on it. It's okay. The reason I say this is because this is me on the left from a very young age till December or January this year when I discovered the Miracle Morning. And that's the look everyone got. My whole life has changed with Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. So if you are looking for something to read or you want to read it again, I strongly recommend you do. Because what it did for me was I started my day before my day started me. And by getting up at 5:30, by 6:30, I felt amazing. I was being the best version of myself. Well, I am now. This is what I've restarted doing because I lost control of it. I'm being the best version of myself for Jordan. And the day is set up for success. So please, please, please don't take this lightly. It is like a phenomenon, the Miracle Morning. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Every effective person works from a list. And this is not like a list of 20 to 100 things that you need to do. You can have that list, but I'm talking about daily lists. This is what I got in the habit of doing again. And what it gave me was that ongoing, consistent ritual to deliberately choose my focus. So I choose 3 jobs a day that are realistic and I'm able to accomplish. Therefore, once I've accomplished them, I release endorphins and then I vibrate at a, 100%. And then I'm attracting positive things for the rest of my day. You set yourself up, but do it the night before so that you can get a good night's sleep. Now, this MIH, I'm letting you adopt it. Everyone knows this saying, make it happen. But the reason I put it out there is because when I met Shane, he used to drive me bonkers with that saying, make it happen, make it happen. This whole, it was just, and it was because I wasn't in that mind frame. Now it is instilled in me. Like he would text me random through the day, MIH, make it happen. And it could be about, I don't know, like get the groceries done because I whinged about going to get the groceries. Make it happen. I now have MIH imprinted in my brain and you just got to make it happen. There is nobody else that can do it. There is nobody else that can tell you or make you do personal development or make you be successful like that you want to be or that MVP but you. So when people say do personal development and do your strategies, you can do it or you just don't. Like it's completely up to you. But if you want to be successful, make it happen. So my call to action on this is tonight after the pod, not tomorrow, spend 5 minutes to set your plan for tomorrow with 3 tasks that you can accomplish. Do the hardest one first and the one that makes you most uncomfortable. And then tomorrow night, spend 5 minutes reviewing it, figure out what you did and didn't do and what distractions did you have and what will you do better, and then repeat. And do it for a week. Just give yourself a week. You don't even, just try it. And I promise you, you will see results by little changes. Okay, so then moving on, let me have a look. I want to really check my time management. Oh, damn, I was trying to do that in 10 minutes. We're at 14. Okay, that's all right. I'll make up for it. So leading with the 3 ways to win. The reason I want to talk about this was this document's on the source now. And Monique and I did a workshop on the weekend and I was going there with intention for it to be successful. And I decided that I would actually lead with the close first and see what the difference was. I had heard it and I don't remember who from. So I started the presentation with a welcome, my story, and then went straight on to this document. And what I did was we had it printed out, but what you could do is have it laminated and you don't have to hand it around yet. I just showed it and I just talked about the 3 different ways. So becoming a preferred client, being a host and the rewards you get with sharing a great product that you love, and then starting your own business. And I only talked for like 20 seconds on each. But what that did was I felt like it got all the fear out of the room and that their focus was completely on the information I was giving. I also did say in that, look, there is no pressure to buy tonight. It is just an educational experience for you, and my obligation is to share with you how you can get these awesome products. but we can talk about it individually later. And then I moved on and started the presentation. And they were really receptive. And then something I didn't do the other night with Monique, and it was probably because I was so focused on that new part, but what I have done in the past that's really successful is before the presentation, I offered them this question. If you received an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, every month, what would it do for you and your family? And I went around the room. What I usually do is I go around the room and they give me a little spiel, and it might be, pay bills, blah, blah, blah. It might be something fun. Who knows? But what I did with that information is I instilled it in my brain and that face for when I did the follow-up later, the individual, closing with them at the end. And then I started the presentation, and say it was on skincare. I then I implemented, if I had a magic wand for each of you, what would you wish to improve on with your body and health? And in the past, when I've done this, the reason I say body and health, not just skin, is because you could have people talk about weight. They want to lose weight. They're sick of having diabetes. They want better quality hair or it not falling out. They want, there's psoriasis to go on their butt cheeks. I don't know. But what I found was if I was doing a facial skincare workshop, most of the people had concerns about something other than skincare. It was bizarre. And, you always wonder why you do the skincare workshop and everyone buys makeup, or vice versa. It's because we go in with just this view of, they're going to buy skincare. Well, ask the question, and it's really interesting because when you pull them up one by one, you then say, hey, you mentioned before you're looking for something for weight loss. I should show you this. Check this out. So you had something to talk about with each one of them. I kept the presentation short, sweet, and direct. So the actual presentation of the RE9 and a couple of extra products, we had a big group. So we just catered. We just did a little bit different the other night. But that part went for probably 40 minutes, and then I spent the rest of the time, so that's probably another an hour after that with each person. And out of that, we had really great successful workshop. So that was, if you're wondering how to use this document, that is how I would recommend to use it, and then have a laminated copy to hand around the table as you're up individually with each person, and then have one there with you as well. And when you get to that stage, when you're individually going in more detail and you peruse over their customer care form, ask them, how does your skin feel? Or it could be about nutrition. How did you, what products felt the best or tasted the best, depending on what you do. And then I would ask, okay, so which one of these three options would you most be interested in to obtain these products? And out of that, we received either a preferred client, host a workshop, or we got a couple of people saying, I'd really like to try it a bit longer. We didn't get any business consultants yet, and we don't know. There's plenty of follow-up to do. But we got an answer where there was no, I'm not interested. We got an answer out of it all. So if I hope that helps and you can use that in your next presentation. Now I'm just going to hand it over to Kel, and Kelly can just talk about the second page that's on that document, which is the ASVPs and the new ones.
Yep. Hi, everyone. So I also wanted to touch base with everyone needs to get onto Team Vision, and they can download the business chat using the before and after photos for the new device as well from Phoebe. Now, in the last, 5 minutes before we got on tonight, I sent that out to 6 people on Facebook through a private message, and I just had 3 people come back to me straight away. And I wanted to do that before I got on tonight to share with everybody how effective it can work just from using someone else's before and after photos and using bits and pieces out of the verbiage that they've put on there. So I highly recommend everyone gets on there tonight, pulls, you don't have to use all her wording on there. Obviously you take out of it and tailor it and make it personal, because that's what we're about, is connecting with the people that we're talking to as well as showing them a product, building that relationship and doing that tonight, because I just did 6 and got, I just looked then and had 3 people come back to me asking for more information and can they tell me how much it is, and they just loved the photos. So definitely go on and get that out. Now, has everybody printed off all the new packages, the Gen Y and the new one? Because the with the Genius Ultra, it actually says on there now that it's shipped from September. So make sure when we're talking to people about it that they know if they're going to purchase it that they're not going to get it until after September now anyway too. So it's really important that we share that with people. And also the Gen Y packs. I think these are fantastic value. And I just want to open it up for discussion for everyone on this and what they think about them, because it really gives them a taste of everything and really affordable at the $348 as well. Like they're getting the tanning lotion, they're getting a taste of all the makeup, and they're also getting a skincare plus the frizz sticks. Like we're kind of covering everything within the Gen Y areas of need. So this one is great to go back through to your preferred clients and send this to them and show them, because a lot of them probably, don't think it's easy for them to go to a counter and buy something as a Gen Y than it is to make contact with their consultant and go, hey, can you reorder this for me? Or they don't get online. They're more of a impulse buyer. When they're out at the shops, they go, oh, I've just run out of cleanser. I'll just buy this one. I'll just go to the clearance table at Myers or something like that, and they'll just pick up something randomly because it's on the top of their head and they just do it there and then. So great to go back to all those existing preferred clients and send this pack to them and say, hey, have a look at this. This is fantastic value. Winter's here. You're not going to get out in the sun anymore. I know how you like to tan. Here's a tan. We've got a great value with tanning lotion. And I know you'd be running low on your makeup because you haven't bought it for a while. And great way to get back in contact with them as well. But so just really quickly over the packs, but I just everyone want to unmute themselves. And has everyone watched that pod training of Phoebe's?
No, not yet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you haven't, then, with what Laura was saying before about time management, that is one of the pods that you need to slot into your 5 things to do tomorrow or tonight. Even when you get off here, it doesn't go for long, is get on there and actually watch that, because she has some really fantastic, I know Amy, you were on it, that pod, and I'm sure you got a lot of great things out of it, as I did today when I watched it. And, just from putting it out there tonight straight away, I've started growing interest as well. And, everything that Laura said is right. And I'm the first to put my hand up. I have a business and I do all those things that Laura talked about, but I don't do them for Arbonne as frequently as I should. I do them for my hair salon, but I don't implement it into my Arbonne business. So that's something that I need to go away on and look at that and reevaluate how I can re-put that into my plan for the day, as well as doing both. So thanks, Laura. That was fantastic in what you said tonight.
No worries. I enjoyed doing it. I actually got a lot of the notes from, now let me just remember Andrew, that's it, Andrew and Tamlin Samuel, which he was talking mainly about time management. And, they are a power team. And I suppose it just comes down to, if you're just not doing these things, then you can't expect much more than what you're already getting. So if you want change, you've got to make some changes.
Yeah, that's right.
Does anybody have trouble with time management? Besides, I'm sure we all do, but is it like anybody have major struggles with it?
I do, because I waste a lot of time.
What do you waste your time doing, Roz?
Maybe watching TV, a series or whatever on Netflix. Sometimes I read a lot. I suppose that's not really wasting time. But a lot of the time I put Arbonne in the back burner and do other things instead. Whereas what I need to do is slot in, like Narelle said to me, slot in times each day to do certain things so that I have a schedule. I don't have a schedule.
So what are you going to do about that, Ros, now? So tonight we've got a call to action. When are you going to do your schedule?
Tonight.
Good on you. Because tomorrow's too late because the vibe's gone. So
Ros, you need to dust off that planner that I first sent to you when you first joined about it.
Yeah, that's
right. Get that out with your highlighters and start highlighting different times in.
Yeah, that's right.
And write down, you can be as specific as you want. I get right down to my grocery shopping gets put in there. Otherwise, we literally just won't have any food. So it has, just put anything in there and highlight it, Ros. And you might go, oh, no, it's all right, that'll get done. No, just put it in there and you watch. Your week will be so, I guess, successful in anything you set out to do. And you'll actually feel, Nancy and I were talking about this last week. Nancy makes lists, and on her list she says, put the kids' things in the car in the morning so that she can cross it off, and it's that sense of accomplishment. It's so true.
True. Or even the first thing that you put on your checklist is to write a checklist. And then you're like, yep, I'm doing it. Cross it off.
Yeah.
And then you're
Can I just show everyone my list?
I'm getting through my list.
Where I've crossed everything out. They were my jobs list today, and I've crossed everything out as I've got them done.
Yeah, good. Yeah, awesome.
You have to do it.
And
you've got to do it.
That most one that makes you most uncomfortable, just do it first, because then the rest is a piece of cake. Just do it. Make it happen.
Amen.
Is there any questions or anything about tonight's pod?
Can I just say one other thing?
Yeah.
Lynn's Gold Nugget pod from last Tuesday night too. If any of you haven't had the opportunity to get on and listen to that, I highly recommend that as well. Amy shared her before and after photos and spoke a little bit on that about drawing a line in the sand with your business. And like Laura said tonight, we get on to these pods, not, obviously some of us, let's be honest, sometimes we feel like obligated. We have to get on some weeks. You wouldn't be normal if you didn't feel like that, because that's part of business. It has its ups and downs. You enjoy it some weeks and you hate it some weeks. So, you know what I mean? Like, I think anyone would be lying if they said, I love getting on every week. It's 8:00. I've got a series to watch, but I'm getting onto Zoom. That's just, I think you have to be realistic about that. But where was I going with this, Laura?
You were saying drawing a line in the sand, Cal.
Oh, yeah, the drawing the line in the sand. You've just, spent 40 minutes of committing to this. So draw the line in the sand and show activity and go away and do something with it now. Otherwise, don't worry about getting on anymore. Don't commit to your uplines and say, yeah, I'm going to get this much QV. I'm going to do it for myself this month, and then don't do anything. Yeah. I think
Laura, what is the
be hard on yourself.
Laura, can you hear me?
Who's that? Nora?
Yeah,
The reception's not very good.
No.
Sorry, Ro, you're cutting in and out a lot.
I'm inside.
Oh.
Okay.
Very excited.
Oh, thank you, Mum, anyway. Thanks for that. We'll talk another time. Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, Lance?
Before we go, I agree with Cal. Lynn's Golden Nuggets are brilliant, and she's always coached us, and I know that Narelle will agree with me. She's always coached us on projection. Like, it's all good and everything to write these things down, but it's energetically, it's what you actually do sends more of a message than just writing it down. So, for instance, I know, Cal, there's some days when you're moving into your new location at Podium that you were just like, why do I do this to myself? but you still got up and you still made sure the open sign was on the door. And regardless of your attitude towards that day or the stresses that you were feeling or what you had to overcome, the open sign was always on the door. It doesn't matter if you've got a retail business or an online business, the projection has to be, whether it be energetic or the fact that you dress the part or that you're talking as if your open sign is on, the open sign has to be on. So that miracle morning that Laura talks about is that daily connection to your business. So the open sign being put on and you connecting to, right, this is what I'm going to accomplish today. Energetically, that speaks volumes if you've got a structure in place. And for you, Roz, you would soar from that. So, I know you will soar from that. So, that's just something that Lynn always has taught Narelle and I about having the open sign on the door.
Yeah, and everyone has that. Everyone here is like an MVP in the making. Everyone on this call, you're on the call, so everyone can do it. And I really hope we all are at Maui together. So just enjoy it, but also set yourself some little goals and go for it, because we're all backing you. All right. Well,
thank you, Dor.
Thanks very much for getting on. I'm going to press stop recording.